Alright, hello everyone and welcome to today's video. It's handheld today so I could be inside the shade so you can see me and I can see you. So if you feel invisible or you ever have felt invisible like I have, years ago when I was in school, I could be at parties and people would not remember me being there. I could go into a room, nobody would notice me. Sorry, I got wasps everywhere currently. So if you've ever felt like that and you want to be a part of the group, you want to be noticed, you want people to have a great experience with you and to remember you next time you see them if it's people you don't know. I found out, I knew that everything is about energy. I worked a lot on my confidence, which to be confident is about self-love, accepting yourself, knowing you're good enough, knowing your worth, believing that you're worthy, and then showing that off into the world and kind of get that out of your body, because I know, at least for me, I can kind of sometimes I can feel it in my body, but I can't really like get it out of it so people can feel me. So kind of expressing it in some way. Also a good thing, so that's the thing to work on, confidence. And you know that because when a person goes into a room, you can feel instantly if they come into the room looking around and looking at you and like, hey, I don't know everyone, but I'm going to, like, hi. Or if they're kind of looking down and kind of going towards the walls and kind of blending in with the walls. There's a big difference, and people notice people who are confident, happy, energetic, who makes them feel good. So I want to add a couple of tips. So first of all, people love to talk about themselves. So if you ever can get into a conversation, want to get into a conversation, or you're in a conversation and you kind of want it to get it going and you want people to feel good about you, ask them questions about what they do, be interested in what they have to say, really listen and ask questions about what they say. Like if they're into sailing, like, oh, that's nice, I don't know anything about sailing, what's that like? And oh, and how do you do that? I see you, how do you get the boat in, how do you get the boat out, and what's all of these things? Like, be curious, be really curious about them. Also something like who they are, like their feelings. It's a great way to start, neutral. So like what they're doing, where do they live, and again, ask a lot of questions. Oh, that's great, I've never been there, what's that like, what's going on there? Get them to talk about themselves. But the most effective one, I feel like, is when people talk about their passion. So find out what they're passionate about and get them to talk about that. So if they're into fashion, ask them about fashion. Like, hey, I've been thinking about changing my style. Like, what would you suggest? What would look good on me? Or, oh, how could I do my hair? I feel like I don't never know what to do, or makeup, or whatever it is. Ask them, ask into who they are and find out what they're passionate about. Great thing to do. So yeah, be curious, be confident. And another thing that probably you might not have been thinking about, but as you're joining this conversation, compliment them. If they have been to a designer school, if they're into fashion, to use that example again, compliment them. Like, wow, I thought that was really hard to get into, and you're doing that. Wow, that's amazing. that's amazing, you're so good, or how did you do that? Like, if you get into something where you're talking about struggles, like they grew up in an abusive home, or they were adopted, and then you can kind of tell them, compliment them in a way on how, wow, amazing, I can see you really struggled with this, and I can see how far you are now, and I just want to acknowledge that and say you did an amazing job. I'm so happy that you did that. So that's a few ways to kind of get connected to people. But like I said in the beginning, the way to stop being invisible is to get confidence. Learn to walk into the room with the greatest energy you can, with a proud and happy, joyful posture. So, you know, head up, shoulders back, chest forward, and walk, because everything is in the energy. So walk with confident steps. Walk like you're meant to be there, like you belong there, and like I said, go take eye contact to all people, and just do this hey, or just around, unless you are it's the type of situation where you go hand to hand. When you do that, you give them a nice firm handshake, and you look them in the eyes and smile and say, hi, my name is whatever. That is the first step, and then you can use these other tricks or tips that I mentioned. It will help you. But the most essential thing is your energy. So you need to heal your wounds, whatever is stopping you from doing that, from kind of stepping into your light. You need to gain the confidence, the self-love. Again, something I work a lot on, because I believe that everything stems from self-love. Self-worth, confidence, your energy, everything comes from that. Accepting and loving yourself and your body. So that was a few tips and tricks for you to stop being invisible and go out into the world and be you. I hope you loved this video. If you did, please give it a like. If you want to watch more, subscribe. If there are any of these things that resonates with you, please give me a comment, and choose at least one thing that you want to practice the next few times at least you're going out. If it's eye contact, or if it's waving around saying hey, if it's shaking people's hands, whatever it is, choose one thing that you want to work on, because that's the step, that's how to actually do it. Now you know it, but you also have to do it. So that's gonna be it for today, and I will see you next time. Bye.